Hi, this is Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm here with a quick card video, and this is actually my second attempt at this video today. The gremlins played with my video editing earlier and changed most of the video to slow motion, so that didn't work too well. So I'm going to run through this again and hope that it works this time. So my quick card today, I'm using this Rings of Love DSP, which is available free with a £45 purchase during Sale-a-bration. And we've got wonderful seasonal patterns on one side. We've got some spring flowers, we've got some Christmas poinsettias, we've got lovely autumn toadstools and oak leaves. We've got spring or summer birds and houses that could be any time of year, and great for new home card. And then on the other side, we've got these wonderful patterns that are a bit less busy. But what I'm going to be doing today is combining one of these motifs with this background paper, because these two papers just really cry out to go together. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I've already cut a card base of mint macaron because that's the other colour in this pattern, and that's an A6 portrait. And then we've got a card front layer, so this is 3 7/8 by 5.5 inches. And then I've created a card panel that we're going to use, and this is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then we've got a mat that's going to go behind that, which is 3.5 inches by 4 inches. So those are my layers, which I'm just going to put to one side for the moment. And just to give you an idea, the previous video was a good 15 minutes long, but you were seeing much more of me doing this fussy cutting that I'm going to be doing. And I decided to cut it down. So I've already cut out. So this has been chopped out of here, some direction. And now I'm fussy cutting out the design. The great thing about this sort of mandala design is that you can cut different layers of it and layer them up into a decoupage style centerpiece for your card. I've cut away these little flourishes, these little drops on the outside. You could include them if you wanted to. I made the fussy cutting easier by excluding them. Another thing that you could do if you want to make life easier and you've got a die cutting machine, if you've got a large circle die, you could use the die to die cut out your circle. And if you've got different sizes, you could actually die cut different elements out and layer them up. But like I say, we're fussy cutting today. I'm going to finish that one in a moment. And then just to let you know that a great way of using up these partial pieces that we've got at the edges, because if you can see with this full 12 by 12 sheet, you've got 4 that are absolute full designs. The rest of them I've got bits cut off in different areas. So what I've done is use one of these bits from down here. This came from here. And I've just cut out the centre to be able to layer up. So we've already got that fussy cut out at the moment. Like I say, this video was longer, but it was just you watching me doing fussy cutting, which once you've seen a little bit, there's no need to see 15 minutes of it. So I've got my scissors and I've already cut out part of this. And all I'm going to do is get my scissors sort of lined up with the edge of them. And I just, for fussy cutting, what you need to do is keep the scissors straight and move the paper. So I just go to the edge, The main thing that I'm wanting to do is make sure that I don't include these little drops of colour. So I'm going to be cutting close to my design, but you can see this is a little bit of a scallop design, and I'm not even bothering to fussy cut that scallop out. I'm simply giving a little bit of a margin and cutting around. And it is easier to fussy cut and quicker if you're actually over the edge of your design. But because I'm doing this on camera, I can't quite see what I'm doing so well. So I've gone a bit close to the edge there, but it really won't matter because it's a white background on here. And I'm just going to trim. That seems a little bit too pointy. So trim a little bit off. But because it's a white background, it's really not going to show very badly on here anyway. So this is a great one for fussy cutting for beginners. So for this, I am just going to stamp a sentiment down at the bottom of here. So I'll just get my stamping pad. And I happen to be using the Ringed with Nature stamp set. This does coordinate with these papers because you've got the poinsettias, you've got the logs, houses, etc. So it's absolutely ideal to go with it. And I'm using the Get Well Soon sentiment from here. And I'm simply going to stamp this in blacking at the bottom of this panel. So just ink that up. And of course you could use other colours from the pattern if you wanted to. So I'm just going to stamp that there, like that. And now we'll assemble the card. So I'm going to grab my seal, move that out of the way, and we'll put the layers together. And if you wanted to, you could sort of change this around. You could fussy cut out some of the birds and use those on a different paper. And this is not a good day for me with my crafting. Let's just slide that under there. There we go. So the thing to do with that is just to try and keep the, if that happens to you and you drop it, just try and keep the paper flat so that it doesn't crease as you lift it up. If I'd pulled it, it could have creased, but that's fine. Now I'm actually going to layer these panels on flat because I want to be able to keep this still reasonably flat for posting. And I'm going to add some dimension to those mandala designs. So therefore I'm keeping these flat. So I'm going to put these on direct. Make sure that the sentiment's the right way up. And we'll just pop that on there like that. And I just turn over and press from the back so that I don't smudge any ink. So all we're going to do now is use our dimensionals to pop this up. And I want to make sure that it's well supported for going through the post. So a few dimensionals around the edges and one in the centre for sure. So just take all the backings off those, and then I'm going to pop this on around about this way around. And this has got a nice hand-drawn look to it, so it actually works very well with that background. I'm going to pop a few mini dimensionals on here as well to just to give it that extra support without taking up too much room. The large dimensionals wouldn't have fit so easily on here. So Now, because it's got a hand-drawn element, this might not fit over exactly, but if I've got a fatter or that one sort of just curves a little bit, so I'm going to line those up and pop those over like that. Now, the other thing that I'm going to use to just finish this card off is these fine sparkle adhesive back gems. These do not match exactly the colours that we've got in the papers. You can see here it's Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, Pacific Point and Pool Party, but that's not what we've got in here. But these gems do go very well, as it happens, with the paper colours. They're very pretty, and although this is actually Pool Party, it goes very well with the mint macaron. So I am just going to use a single gem in the centre there. You could use more if you wanted. I've not got quite enough to be able to put them in the centres of these, but that's something that I perhaps would have done if I'd got more, but I've been using mine. And that is our quick card for today. So I hope that this has given you some other ideas for how to use these papers, or even how to use papers that you've already got in your stash. Just find a couple of designs that colour coordinate, and find something that has a background and something that has got something that you could fussy cut out and possibly layer up, but you don't have to do the layering. So I hope that this has helped. Please do subscribe to my channel below to see a quick card every Monday and a quick tip every Friday. And I will also be doing an online workshop on my Facebook group this Wednesday at 7 PM UK time, where I will also be using the same set of papers for a couple of the cards. So if you like the papers, want more ideas for them, please do stop by that, and hopefully I'll be able to send the recording to YouTube for you to be able to catch up on if you're not able to join me live. Thank you for stopping by.